Alrighty then. Everybody ready? Alrighty, so this is the first installment of the videos on my channel, as well as the first installment of War Thunder. Later on I'll be doing some War Thunder ground forces, probably a little bit of Killing Floor, some Binding of Isaac. I'll let you guys decide on whether or not, I do some other games. I'll take your guys' suggestions. I'll try to fit in as many games as I can, as well as many videos a week as I can do. So, with all that out of the way, let's get started. First game we have is low-tier Germans and Italians here in War Thunder. I like the Italian planes because I feel as though they're a little bit more balanced than the others of their tier and battle rating. I personally like the MC-202 Fulgor. I think that's how you pronounce it. In my opinion, that plane is great for its battle rating. And as well as the G50 series, those are some pretty good planes. The Italian planes in general are just phenomenal to fly, especially at low tier. So today we're going to be flying out the G50 Series 2, Series 7AS, the MC200 Series 7, the low-tier Stukas, R2 and the B2, a biplane, the CR42CN, and the BF-110C4. Alrighty, on to the first match. If you guys came to this channel looking for epic shots and great replays of, amazing games, you might want to go somewhere else, because this channel is here for your and mine entertainment and laughter, and so I hope you guys are laughing with me, even though you'll probably be laughing at me. So there's that. What else? Well, you guys might ask, what's up with the frame rate? Well, big surprise, I'm broke. So this is running on a laptop with half a screen of dead pixels plugged into a monitor. So until I can save up some money, this is what we're going to be dealing with. So onwards into the first battle, we have an air domination in Britain. I'm not really too fond of the air domination matches. I mean, they're not bad, but they tend to, seem a little annoying as far as one guy will gain altitude over everyone else while all the other morons are down at 100 meters trying to do dogfights. So, I like to stay back, usually just try and see what the battle is developing into, and then swoop down on the occasional enemy who breaks apart, like that guy. A word of advice, it doesn't matter what battle mode you're playing in War Thunder, don't try to separate yourself from your teammates, because more often than not someone will go after the loner. Example, those yaks, everyone swooped on in the second they broke. So always try to stay at least somewhat within your team, don't try to race too far ahead of them, and have fun. Don't get angry at the game, because after all, it is just a game. I mean, it's your choice whether you spend money on it or not, because it's a free-to-play game. But I mean, most of all, have fun, because especially in arcade mode, if you're playing arcade mode, there's no reason to get angry, because, well, first of all, you can do pretty much whatever the hell you want. Because really, Whiskey? Was that necessary? Whiskey is my brother's dog. She just kind of talks a lot, so if you guys hear that was lovely. If you guys hear the moaning in the background, it's Whiskey, so do not be alarmed, I'm not having a stroke. So, and every once in a while you might hear me yell at something. It's most likely a badass cat. So it likes to try and jump up on my laptop while I'm playing, because it thinks it has to be the center of attention 24/7. So We got a F4 Hellcat over here. Let's go ahead and see what we can do with him. For the first few videos, it's going to be rough trying to figure out the settings that are necessary for the gameplay that we're doing. We're probably going to hang out in arcade just to get the settings all figured out, and then later on is when we'll do realistic and stuff like that to try and get a challenge in. But, well, hello there, sir. How did none of that hit him? That was bullshit. Gotta do a quick reload. That's another thing about arcade is you have unlimited ammo, so you can't complain about, oh, I ran out and thing. Well, you got 15 seconds till you're ready to go again. Whereas in realistic, you have to fly back to base and use your ammo carefully. Ah, shit. Fucking pilot needs to grow a pair. Well, on to the next one. So, I'm always open to suggestions and stuff like that. Your guys' advice and stuff like that on the videos is always welcome, so leave a few tips in the comments if you want. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that helps me out tremendously. Other than that, just enjoy the videos, you know? So, yeah. Onwards into the next plane. We're in the MC200 Series 7. Most of the Italian planes look a lot alike, so. Another thing is don't rely on the team for help, because that's like rule number 1 of random battles, especially in arcade, is don't rely on your team, because more likely than not they're not going to hold you. You have to count on yourself and hold yourself liable for all that happens to you. That includes trying to avoid being rammed and son of a bitch. Unfortunately, that also means that you get your elevator shot. So, oh yeah, if you guys couldn't tell by now, I suck at this game. So, you know, laugh at me or with me, whatever you prefer. I like to think you're laughing with me though, just because it makes me feel better. More likely than not, you're probably laughing at me just because that's what most people do, is they go to YouTube to laugh at other people's failures. That is what the internet was created for. So, that was a horrible shot on my part. Let's go after that guy. Or the Blenheim that's behind me. Always try to be courteous of your teammates. If someone is like this guy, the HE-112 beside me, try not to ram your teammates, even if it's a complete accident. You know, don't be an ass about it. Apologize if you know it's your fault, or even if it's not your fault. It's just a fucking game, people. Quit shitting your pants over a simple collision. You know, and some people try to use the excuse, oh, well, I paid for certain things on the game. That was your choice. You chose to spend money on the game, so you can't complain about it, especially when it's a free-to-play game. Now, if it was a game where you had to pay to play, I could understand getting angry every once in a while, but, I mean, for God's sakes, people, it's a goddamn video game. Quit getting your panties in a wad. That was my fault. See? How long did that take? 3 seconds? It's not that hard, I promise. It might be at first, but that's only because you're an asshole. So, onwards into the next plane. This is one of my absolute favorite planes in the game, just because it's got great weaponry for its tier. I mean, it's a 2.3 battle rating, but it's got two 20mm cannons and four 30 caliber machine guns. Like, it's pretty fun. I mean, it can be troll sometimes, especially when you're going up against them. But if you have one, just play it and have fun, because more times than not, you're gonna piss people off because you one-shot them or come up and flip their wing off in a single burst. That, and it's pretty damn fast, especially if you go into a dive. You can outrun most planes of your tier. So, use that to your advantage. Always find out the strengths and weaknesses of your aircraft and try to avoid exploiting them in either way. Oh yeah, another word of advice, don't ever do head-ons with these things, because both the 20 mils and the 430 cals are all mounted on the nose, so it's kind of devastating in head-ons. Nah, you bitch. I should have tried to avoid that more. So, that was partially my fault. Let's see, what else do we have left? Stukas and the bike. Yep, it's got one of the Stukas. I like the classic domination with the airfields, because you can take out planes like the Stuka and just drop bombs on people, because, I mean, they're a decent plane, they're fast, and they have the forward-facing guns, which is always helpful on a bomber, so you can somewhat defend yourself, as well as, you know, the back gunners, which are common on pretty much every bomber. So always switch to your gunner view if you have the chance, and you know you can outshoot the guy. If it's something like a Kai 45 where it's got the 37mm cannon, or a Yak 9K, don't switch to your gunner view. You're just making yourself an easier target to hit, especially with the big ass cannons like the 45mm. You know, they land one shot with that, and the high explosive fragmentary shells are going to rip you to shreds. So don't give them the opportunity. Always wiggle and worm your way around just to try and piss them off, because more likely than not they'll give up or break off to try and get a better angle, and that's your opportunity for adjusting and trying to get on their tail. Alright, we got a Beaufort here. 5 things on him. We're going to swing around from the outside. Try not to smack that guy in the ass. We're not playing grab ass here, people. Even though, in a sense, we kind of are, especially with this guy. Don't underestimate the AI gunners. They can fuck you up. Just, you know, just like, assume they're like another player. Always assume that a bomber is taking control of his gunners. Kind of like that. Because if you sit still long enough, you most likely will get your pilot shot. So, onwards into the next Stuka. I've been trying to get a lot of ground kills with the Stuka B2, just because it's got some pretty cool camos that you can unlock later on. I have the first camo unlocked, which is for 50 ground kills, so it's fairly easy to unlock. I like its little eyes because it looks like it's excited. So, you know, always just try to have fun, because when you get pissed is when you make mistakes. There it is, the whistle. I love that they added that in the most recent patch. Makes it much more entertaining to play these things. Get the historic horn going off from when you hit dive speed.